the Nerdic Gods podcast. I'm your host, Connor Knowles. Joining me is the spectacular Sims.
Yeah, let's go, alright? We're getting Pokemon Snap.
Let's go. And the dangerous Daniel.
Ooh, hello. Dangerous Daniel.
Guys, I want to start the show with, we had our first fan question.
No, we didn't.
This came from Reddit. Yeah.
No, it
This was
didn't.
from a Redditor named Optimism, I think is his name. What he's going for? It's with a Z. His question was, Sims is high, isn't he? Question mark.
All the time.
If I...
So which I just replied, nah, he's just British. I think they just all act like that.
I'm just very tired. I've got these weird baggy eyes going on. I'm always tired. I don't like sleeping. I hate sleep. If I had one superpower, it'd never to sleep.
Never to sleep.
I will go to bed as late as I can and get up as early as I can.
He replied to that saying, haha, no, I'm pretty sure he's just high.
Yeah, all the time.
If you're listening, feel free to comment again on how high you think Sims is. I don't know what kind of weed they got up in the UK, but
we got
can't
that
be very good.
good shit.
Legit UK weed.
But I want to throw it out there. This is episode 19.
Yeah, episode 19. Thank you. So let's get on to the show. We got a busy ass show, a lot of news. So let's just get on to what we were playing. Daniel, what have you been playing?
Okay, so I continued with my Death Stranding playing. My friend brought over his PS4, and sometimes he'll bring it over because his internet sucks and stuff. So he'll bring it over, download games. So he'll unplug my stuff from my PS4 and put his in, and all my games got installed. Everything I had, which wasn't much, to be fair. Like, I only play like a game at a time on PS4. Everything I had was uninstalled. I don't know why. And I had to
Did
reinstall.
Did he unplug it while it was like turned on?
It must have been in rest mode or something.
No way.
So that might be it. Yeah, it sucked. So I had to reinstall Death Stranding. So I didn't get to play as much. But I am slowing a little bit. I think that, and it's not probably for the reasons that you kind of stopped for, like, what you're doing. It's more of just, I feel like the game's way too bloated. I just want the story. To point A to point B and get the story. I don't need to hear these other people talk all the time. Aren't like the main characters.
Yeah, I would have loved if this game was like a 10-hour indie game or whatever. Not even an indie game, but like...
I mean, I can go 30 hours, but it just feels like it's not that, right? It does feel like it is a much longer game. But so, in between that, when I was trying to figure out what was wrong and reinstall the game, I started a little game called Coffee Talk, which we talked about this game a couple weeks ago when Microsoft announced it was going to be a Games with Gold this month.
I thought it was Game Pass.
Is that out now then?
Yeah, it's out right now. You can download it through Games with Gold.
Might have a look.
It's a cute little game. It basically, you own a coffee shop and you are taking care of these customers. A couple of them are regulars, and a bunch of new people come in. And they'll ask you questions, and then they'll order a drink. And you have like this little like app you can pull up on your phone. It'll tell you like recipes and stuff. The drink making is pretty simple. You have like 8 ingredients you can add to each thing. And that'll change pretty drastically where you slot each thing. You kind of start with like a base, which is like coffee or tea or milk. Then you add like spices or ingredients, and you just hit accept and like it brews it by itself. And somebody won't even ask for something specific. Sometimes they'll say they want something like bitter and warm. So that's probably like a coffee, sort of really strong coffee. Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I haven't beat it yet. Didn't get really
Where does
time
the talking part come in?
So they'll come sit down and you'll like ask them how they're doing and stuff. And
is it like dialogue choices?
No, it's more of just a straight conversation about their lives.
Oh, so you're just reading that?
And your character, you are a character. Like, you actually talk. You don't really know what you look like or anything. what race you are. Because it does take place in Seattle in 2020, but it's a different type of world where there's like mystical creatures, there's vampires, there's succubuses and stuff. It's pretty cool. And yeah, the dialogue, like, it all kind of stems through this one character. Her name's Freya. She's kind of like main character in a way because everything kind of goes through her and not really you. You're just kind of there. It's your coffee shop. She's basically writing like a story about things that go on in the coffee shop. So she'll kind of be in there talking to the people. You're kind of talking to them and just living their lives and stuff.
So the story
sounds interesting.
Is it all built into one? Is it built into something, the story?
I don't think so. It's more of a slice of life, learning about these people, and
so it would just go to end.
Probably, but there is like a mini through line of character relationships and stuff. I don't want to say too much just in case if you play it, but they'll sporadically introduce like a new character and then a new character, but you kind of get the same characters coming through after you play like the first night or so, because it is like split up between like days basically. And this coffee shop is like special because it's a coffee shop that's only open at night, not in like the morning. So you get like people just looking to relax and talk to people.
Just a chill game then.
Yeah, really chill. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention before we move on to somebody else. The music is awesome. It is this. Music? It is not elevator, but it's like chill lo-fi hip hop.
Okay.
If you kind of like just like
cool beats.
Hip hop, yeah, just cool hip hop beats with like a nice like house tone. It's really good, really ambient. I'd say really check out Coffee Talk. Like I'll have more maybe next week, depending on if I have time to play this game. The Last of Us being here.
Yeah, especially if you got gold, right? Might as well check it out.
Yeah. If anybody has gold, please download it.
Sims, what have you been playing over there in the UK?
Well, not too much, really. I mean, since the last time we spoke, we've had the PlayStation event, and then I was in the middle of like, I won't say redecorating, but redoing the living room. So we've got some new furniture. Sat down with the missus. I says, look, this is me bringing the telly down. This has got to stop. I need to play games. I want to sit down. I don't want to have to cart a TV down the stairs. So I was like, we're going to go out. We're going to buy 2 TV units. And we're going to have 2 dual TV setups. Now, if you want to see the final... If you want to see what it looks like, please follow me at Sims Gaming Time on Twitter. It looks beautiful. 50 likes on the Twitters. People are loving it.
People love that setup.
Oh man, love it. So the only thing I need to do now is get I've only got like a HD television. So the idea is I'm gonna have the old Samsung QLED television, and then we're gonna buy an LG OLED TV.
There you go. Nice. You got to get into that 4K life.
Well, we've got the QLED's 4K. It's top of the range. Like, costs us enough money. But I think
so you might have something similar to me then. I have a 4K Samsung.
My missus she's a bit, I don't know, the Samsungs, they tend to flicker on and off, if that makes sense. Like,
oh really?
As soon as the resolution, there's a big bump in resolution or bump in, I don't know, as soon as that HDR kicks in, it kind of just comes off and then comes back on again. It's not really a big annoyance, but it's enough to annoy Natalie. And that she says something about the Switch, sometimes that flickers. So she's like, I'd like to try the OG, because we had a Samsung before this, and we were like, we're not going to go back to Samsung, and we ended up going back to Samsung because of the QLED. It looks great. Every game looks fantastic on it, but why not? So I think we're going to wait till Black Friday. We had a look today because all the shops are open over here. So yeah, and then so Friday night, I think we finally got it all sorted. I finished The Last of Us, which is incredible. Like, I sang its praises last week.
So you got the easy trophy though.
Yeah. I wasn't there for the My missus is
Just re-experience.
I was just there
When I
for,
replayed it, I
to
replayed
experience
it on
again.
hard.
Well, the missus did it on. My missus platinumed it, so she knows.
She
that
had to play
struggle.
what, the Survivor one then?
Yeah, not grounded because
think-
that was a new mode, wasn't it? She
Yeah, I
definitely
think
did it.
I think it's called Survivor.
So
It's the one where they like take everything away, like your HUD's gone and everything. You can't see how many bullets you have.
she did all. She did. I helped her with the. I remember helping her with the because we had a big like multiplayer kick on it. I'd love to get you guys on that multiplayer because it's so good.
Oh, dude, you want to do it and help me get that platinum? I am down.
I'm in, man. I love
because I'm gonna platinum the second one.
Oh
and then
yeah,
I'm just gonna be
100%.
really pissed when I don't have the first one also platinum.
It's a bit of a grind though, but it's doable. So, but no, the ending to that game is incredible. Like, it just finished. It just finished. I just had this massive smile on my face, and then knowing what I know about the new game, I'm just like, wow. I mean, like, just like it's incredible. The giraffe scene, unbelievable.
They pet the giraffe.
You don't understand. Like, you can that scene doesn't move until you want it to end. You don't have to end that scene. That scene can go on forever if you want it to.
You can just sit there and watch them.
Exactly. That could be the end of the game. And the bit where I think Ellie, she was in a bad mood for some reason. I can't remember what happened. Do you remember?
Were you with Tommy at like his place, or is it later than that?
A bit later than that.
After that is winter-ish when they get to the college.
Yeah. Was it after?
There's a part with Tommy where she's upset because Joel wants to just leave her with Tommy. And
It's
let
after
Tommy
that.
take
I think it's
After
just
that,
after
okay.
winter.
her.
And
that would be spring. That's when they like first arrive at the new place where the
And she's
Fireflies are.
proper bummed. I think she's just still a bit distraught about what happened with David.
Okay.
And Joel's in that father mode at this point. He's like, oh, come on, kid. Like, when this is all over, we're gonna do some fishing, catch, play catch. We're just gonna have a good time. Like, you can tell that he loves her at this point. Like, absolutely adores her. And then something happens, and then all of a sudden she sees a giraffe, and her mood just elevates. Like her whole character just goes from, oh, everything's gonna be alright after seeing these giraffes. I don't know. There's just that moment. I just stood there for probably about half an hour, just looking at it.
Just sit there and watch the giraffe.
Just like this scene doesn't have to end. Like, it doesn't. And then the ending. I always remember playing that game for the first time, and I was like, after he took her out of the hospital, and then I have a question as well before, and then he takes her out of the hospital, and then you go to the next scene, and she asks you the question, and you say, I swear. I didn't know that was going to be. When it ended, I was like, oh right, like I thought there was going to be more. I was just like, oh man, because I was so into that game at that time. I was like, I didn't want it to end.
Just wish there was more.
Yeah, it was incredible. So, quick question, because I'm an idiot and I've not had time to look at it on the internet. The lady that you shoot in the hospital, who is that?
Marlene.
It is Marlene then. So Marlene gives you Ellie at the beginning. Somehow she gets back to that hospital.
Who, Marlene?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where they were going in the first place.
I was just
when you first meet the Fireflies in the beginning.
So yeah, I was just like, is it Marlene? And it was, yeah. So thanks for that. Stupid. And we bought the Pokemon DLC yesterday.
You played it all?
Yeah, Mrs. playing it now. We started it last night. I was very tired last night after work. It's more Pokemon, really. You get put in this completely different wild area, which is fantastic. Like, it's massive. Like, not massive, but massive.
Is it bigger than the other one?
Yes. Yeah, it is, because the whole world is the wild area.
The other one?
There's a wild area in the beginning one. My nose is just...
Oh, okay. It's bigger than that whole area?
Yeah, because it's just in the middle.
Pretty big.
Yeah, it is, but this is...
Yeah.
The whole map is the wild area.
That's awesome.
So there's no towns or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. As a very critical Pokemon fan, so I have a question.
Fire away.
So are they gym? So are there gyms in this?
No. What?
Okay.
They're very secretive about it. Before we even got to it, because even my missus was like, we still don't know anything about this DLC, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So I think what we're getting is you get to the island, you get given a Pokemon, and then you have to go and train this Pokemon to then do one of the two, I'd say, gyms, like type battle towers. You fight 5 trainers, and then you choose to evolve it. I mean, there's a lot more going on. And there's collectibles. You actually get to like find 150 Diglett. You get to
Diglett.
Yeah, Diglett. Sorry.
If you get a triple one, do you get 3 of them?
No, maybe actually. Like I said, it's very early days. There's a lot of things that we didn't know. There's a big thing like a big reveal, a big surprise happens midway, like not right at the beginning, but halfway through time. I don't know how big it is. So
It's a surprise?
Yeah, like for what if you're a Pokemon fan, you know it's a big deal.
Mew 3.
Yes. So yeah, it's just more Pokemon. I mean, I've got more to talk about it next week. I think my missus, she's enjoying it. It's like she said, it's just more Pokemon. There's more Pokemon to catch. Bit more of a story. It's just the first for Pokemon, which is really good.
One more question.
Fire away.
Does the game have any like other sections that aren't wild area?
No.
So does it like in the normal game, it cuts to that third person.
Yeah.
Then it cuts back to like that weird top-down-ish type of thing.
No,
it has none of that at all.
It's all wild area. You can control the camera. There's a load of water area. There's more Pokemon.
So you think that's the future now? Are we going to finally get to the open world RPG?
I think
this is another step of that.
I think maybe the next game we might be. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I think this is a big experiment with it.
Okay, good. That's good.
But I mean, we've got the next DLC, which might be the same situation.
Yeah, I really like that. It's all just a wild area.
It's really it's decent. It's good. Like I can't really say too much about it. I started yesterday, played a bit this morning, played a bit about half an hour ago. I just turned my brain off and fought some Pokemon.
All right. And then mine's short and sweet. I've only been playing, like I said, I don't really like to play games leading up to when a big game's coming out. But I did play a little bit just so I could talk about something. I've been playing Prop Hunt on Call of Duty World War II. Probably played it for like 4 hours-ish throughout the whole week. It's really fun. Do you guys know what Prop Hunt is? I know Daniel does.
Yes. So
Prop Hunt is like this game mode where one team is like a bunch of props. So like there'll be like a light post or like a bench, shit like that. Like you'll literally play as just that object, and you go and you get 30 seconds to hide throughout the map. So you try to hide somewhere where like they won't find you and they can't tell that you're that prop, right? And the other team runs around and they try to shoot you and kill that prop. It's really fun. It's just like a giant game of hide and seek, kind of, except you're a bunch of weird props. It's a hilarious game type. Like I've never laughed so hard playing a multiplayer game when you're just like a fucking chair and some guys start to shoot you and then you run away as the chair and then you can like just turn into something and you turn into like a rock.
Control.
Say that again.
How well does it control with like the prop stuff? Like bounce? Can you bounce in and out of prop stuff?
It's awful. It looks ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, it just looks like you're like hovering above the ground a little bit when you're the prop. So like you'll be a rock and like it'll be like this much off the ground. It looks like, and it's just a rock moving. It looks so weird.
Is it easy in terms of controls to like hop out of being the rock and then being a tree? Easy to do that?
You would just like press a button. So it's like triangle on PlayStation. So you press triangle and then you'll turn into something else. So you can do that 3 times throughout the match.
Oh, it's limited.
So that way, if they discover you, right, you can turn into something else. There's also a whistle every 30 seconds that like your prop will make, so they can find you easier. It's really fun. Daniel, I know you were telling me this is on something else, or this was created in some other game.
It's on Gmod. It's a Gmod game.
What is Gmod?
So it's basically just a game. It has like source engine stuff in it. and people
Okay.
just make game types with it.
By Valve?
It's not made by Valve. I
Oh,
don't know
it's just a
who has
mod.
made it. Yeah, it's just a mod game, and
But
Proplin's
that's
been
where
around
this
for.
originated, this game mode?
I'm
'Cause I
pretty
know it's in
sure.
Modern Warfare, like the remastered one.
Yes, everything that you said, like the 30-second sounds, like I remember when they introduced that, because that wasn't in
Yeah, I
it
could
before.
see where like you would make the game right, and then you would need to introduce more and more things just to make it fit.
Yeah, because the game limit's 5 minutes, and somebody's like a little cup, and nobody can find him.
Right,
It's
exactly.
Get
There's some
boring.
things you'll be like the smallest thing possible. Like I was a helmet once, a fucking helmet, and I just lined up into a bunch of other helmets that were on the ground, and no one found me.
I'm very interested in why they chose to do only 3 switches, because like you have unlimited in Gmod.
I think it just makes it fair with like the time. It's only like 3-minute matches is the thing. So
Okay,
it's like
so
you
they
can't
just want it
find
to be a
anyone in
quick
those 3
experience.
minutes. Right, exactly. You don't want to be able to switch too much. It sucks when you're like a giant thing. Sometimes you'll be like a truck all of a sudden, and it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
how am I gonna hide a truck? But a lot of times you can hide really well with those. You'll just like park on a road, and then like no one will notice.
Oh, are you
Oh,
okay?
It's just a normal truck.
I have a question. Are you Are you randomly selected things?
Yeah, you don't get to know like what you are. Yeah.
Oh.
So even when you press triangle again, you don't know what you're about to be.
You changed the game, because that is not what I know Prop Hunt to be.
Oh.
The unlimited switching thing is because you go in around the map, you pick what you want to be, and you switch to that.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a really
Yeah,
fun
the
game
fact that
mode.
this-
Like,
Yeah,
I
the
was shocked how much
randomness
fun. My
sounds-
friend just invited me to it because Call of Duty World War II is the PS Plus game this month. So I was like, oh, all right. So yeah,
Oh,
me and my
right.
friend had a great time on that.
That randomness sounds
I
really
like
cool.
random like multiplayer games like that. Like I don't like just the typical like team deathmatch. But when you do something fun like this, I get into
Yeah.
it.
I love gun game. That's my favorite.
Gun game's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. That's all I've been playing then. Nothing much. Wait for Last of Us. Let's get into the news then, should we?
Yeah, the news.
News time.
The news. All right, first, we're just going to put this PS5 event to bed. There's just some new details that came out. So we'll just talk about our thoughts on it real quick. First thing is the PS5 gameplay experience will be the same on the disc version and the digital version. I was kind of worried about this last week. Did you guys think this would be the case?
No, not at all, really. I think you either want to go all digital or you want to have the choice.
I thought maybe like the digital one would be like downgraded a little bit, you know? Like maybe it doesn't have the same like teraflops or whatever the fuck, you know?
Does it have the same hard drive size?
They didn't say. That's one
No.
thing. I know you brought that up last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I still want to know. If it is digital, like I want more than 1 terabyte.
Right. I'm with you with that. I'd prefer the digital one to have a bigger hard drive, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what I would say is keep it the same price. Just give me a bigger hard drive.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that for sure. And then next, Astro's Playroom. That's that new Astrobot game from Japan Studios. Comes preloaded into every PS5. This is really
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah, this is the first time I've heard about that one.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it's awesome. Like, just get a free game like that. And it looked like a pretty decent game, you know?
I wonder how long it is.
I like the Astrobots.
Can't be very long if it's the free game, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Gets like 4 hours-ish. Spider-Man Miles Morales will be more like a Lost Legacy type game, Uncharted Lost Legacy, than a pure expansion. So yeah, it'll be about that length. We told you this last week.
We told you.
You told you.
Dumb fucks. Listen
Exactly
to
what
us.
All these people arguing online about what it was going to be. You could just watch Nerdic Gods. We'll fucking tell you.
I already knew.
This high British guy knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a bit of an update on the Miles Morales. Brian Horton.
Oh, go ahead.
Came on the PlayStation.
That came out
blog.
today, right?
Yeah, PlayStation blog. Miles Morales is set a year after the events of Marvel Spider-Man. The standalone follow-up kicks off just before Christmas as a street war between an energy corporation and a high-tech criminal army. Harlem, where Miles lives now, is in the middle of that war, and he sets out to put a stop to it. And I mean, there's
cool.
more. I can keep going on. If you want to see more, go to the PlayStation blog.
I guess not too much spoilers. Is that Sable? Is that what they're talking about?
Could be.
Maybe. I think
Sable was a big part
vague.
of the DLC.
Yeah, I know. And she had that army, so that's kind of what that sounds like to me.
Yeah, it might be. Sounds really cool. I'm really glad it takes place during like Christmas time, like the snow. That's gonna be really cool.
I can't wait. I just can't
New
wait.
York?
Yeah, New York's gonna look awesome like that.
I can't wait to see his suits, all the different suits that it'll have. Hopefully, we get that walking around New York City. Like
That'd be cool.
that'd be.
I can't wait to see his powers, like turning invisible and stuff.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be great. Also Horizon, what was it called? Forbidden West, right?
Forbidden
There we go.
West.
Horizon 2 Forbidden West.
Horizon 2 Forbidden West was confirmed to be coming out in 2021. They also gave some more details in a little YouTube video, so you can go watch that if you want. I think we all expected that, right?
I think we said that. Yeah.
Yeah, we also said that.
I still don't.
And then
give a fuck.
lastly, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo will both be timed PS5 exclusives. This was surprising me.
Massive,
Daniel, how
this
you feel
is.
about this one?
I hope it's not for very long, and it's not because I mean I do primarily play on Xbox, but you guys know like I play everything. I'm not scared on my Switch or something. The issue I think for me is that these are two brand new IPs, and I don't think that's very good for new IPs. So you want to get that into hands of everybody.
This is a massive shock to me. I mean, I'm happy. I can't wait to get my hands on that Deathloop. But this is crazy. Like, some big money's been put on this, even if it is just.
Yeah,
for
I
a
wonder
couple
how
of
much they had to
months.
pay for this.
What we're talking.
I also wonder
year?
why.
6
It's
months.
like these games really aren't, like big. Like I don't see a lot of people looking forward to these. Like this isn't gonna make anyone go out and buy a PS5. I think.
It's probably going to sell as much as Dishonored and Prey, right? And then Ghostwire, it's a horror game. They don't tend to sell very well.
I don't know. This Deathloop looks incredible.
I believe Deathloop was confirmed for this year too, holiday 2020. Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's pretty shocking.
for
I
that
know.
game.
It did look far along though in that gameplay demo.
I did.
Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of timed exclusives. I mean, it's just kind of unnecessary, right? Like, I understand it when it's something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, because that was, like, originally on the PlayStation.
100%.
Or when, like, Crash did it, right? I get that. But Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, just, I don't know, it just kind of seems unnecessary.
It's the Tomb Raider one. The Tomb Raider. I played the original remake on
Shadow
PlayStation
of the Tomb Raider,
on
right?
Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
Rise.
This is a bad example. But I played the second one
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
on Xbox, and then I played the third one on PlayStation. I can't remember. PlayStation.
It did come out
yeah.
on PlayStation on day one, yeah.
Yeah, like it's confusing. Ignore me.
I mean, I was even upset
Rise
with
of the Tomb
Crash.
Raider, I also played on Xbox. That was a great game. Great Tomb Raider.
All of them were great.
I didn't like Shadow.
I liked the story in Shadow.
Which one's Shadow? The third one.
Yeah.
I get so
I like
confused.
this. Okay, and then we will move on to some Nintendo news. There was a Nintendo Direct, right?
No,
Was it
it
a
was
Direct?
a Pokemon Presents.
No, it was a
Pokemon
Pokemon
Presents.
Direct. Yeah.
Whatever. Did anything else besides the big thing? Did anything else get announced?
Yeah, of
that you
course
guys
there
know?
was.
It
I
was
was
a mobile game.
I was sat at work. In a new place. I don't really know any of the staff, so I just sat there underneath these stairs. It's raining at this point as well, and it was like they did the Pokemon Smile. So it's like this little app where you can brush your teeth. Your little one can see themselves brushing their teeth, and they get a little Pokemon hat and little Pokemon like watch them brush their teeth. Oh, it's great. Watch the trailer.
Some people brush their teeth.
My missus hated it. And like, it's for kids. And then we got
Oh,
Pokemon Cafe Mix. So it's a puzzle
What is
game.
that, like a
it's
mobile
like a
game?
puzzle mobile game. It is also coming to Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
You may have a cafe, you make coffee, you make food. You can upgrade your calf, more Pokemon will turn up, eat more food. I'm in. I can't wait. Mrs. not bothered. I expected the opposite. I thought she'd be well excited. And then he sits there and he goes, another presentation. And all you see is a couple of Tauros. And then all of a sudden, it looks great. You're like, is this a new RPG? is this new Pokemon? And then all of a sudden you see the Pikachu and you see the camera lens, and I'm next to these people I don't know. I'm going like, I'm like holding it all in. I've like 20 years I've wanted this game, Connor. 20 years, Daniel. Connor, how long have I wanted this game for?
10 years?
20 years. All right. I remember playing Pokemon Snap when it first came out all them years ago, renting it from the Choices video shop up the big hill, asking Grandma. I was like, Grandmama, please take me to Choices. I want to rent Pokemon Snap. And I played it and played it and played it and played it. And then the camera makes this really horrible noise, like choo choo choo. I used to go to sleep and I could hear it in my head. I'd play it that much. I could hear this noise in my head.
I used to love finding like all the secrets in this game. Like, I remember you could like throw some shit in
Yeah,
the volcano and
and
the
then
birds would pop out.
more Pokemon would come out.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this game. I am so excited. This is I fuck Cyberpunk, fuck Last of Us,
What?
fuck all of them. I'm telling you now,
New
Pokemon
Pokemon
Snap. You don't understand how excited I am for this game. I want to be. I
You
want
guys
to
think it's this year?
100%. It has to be. It has to be because there's
looked pretty
nothing
far
coming
along.
out. I want to
It'll
put my
probably be
Switch
like
up.
fall to
I want to move it
It should come out in
around.
November.
Yeah, it has
Oh,
to be.
you think
There's
that's how it'll control?
no, but
Like that?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I wonder how
Yeah.
you play it on the TV.
I
I wonder
mean,
if you just point like the Pro Controller at it or whatever.
Yeah, or maybe they make a peripheral. Oh my god! Imagine if they make a peripheral. You get
actual
a camera and you put your Switch in. Oh
Oh, it's
That'd
gonna
be
be Labo mixed with Pokemon Snap, where you get a cardboard.
There is a Labo camera.
Yeah, see, there you go. You get a cardboard camera and you put your Joy-Con.
don't
You
play
can
with
feel
my,
the camera,
don't play
the
with my
rumble, the
emotions.
HD rumble.
I'm going to buy a camera cardboard in a minute. Are you guys
I
excited?
wonder how long this game ends up being because the first Pokemon Snap was very short. From what I
Yeah, it was
remember.
very short.
I was very young when I played this, but I do have pretty fond memories of it.
I
But
mean,
I remember beating it like multiple times.
even if they chuck it, I don't think I ever beat it. I think if they chuck, they can
You
chuck
get to, like, the
DLC
moon level
into-
at the end,
yeah.
you know what
No,
I'm talking
never.
about? You never got to the moon
I
level.
don't forget
really.
it. I was a dumb kid, man. I couldn't
Yeah, I
figure
remember
stuff
you would take
out.
like pictures of the stars, and the stars would be in shape of Pokemon. It was really cool.
Crazy. I think, chuck DLC out, make it a short game, get it out, get some DLC in there in a couple of months. I'm happy with what we saw. It looks amazing. Like visually, like
Yeah, that's. You're asking if I was excited. Like, I'm excited for people that want this game. Like, I have no attachment to that franchise, but I want this 3D looking Pokemon RPG. That's all I want. You're talking about you've been asking for that for 20 years. I've been asking for a 3D RPG for 20 years.
Maybe they're making the models with this, Daniel, and they'll transfer it over.
Oh,
to
Connor,
a
please.
big thing. Maybe. Probably not though.
Want it. No, probably not. They're never gonna do it.
So right at the end of the presentation, they went through some Pokemon Go stuff. They went through like a little preview of this DLC, and then they said they'll come back next week for another reveal.
So there's a proper direct next week.
No,
right?
just another
No?
Pokemon present next week.
Another present.
So
Interesting.
obviously my missus is big into that. She's in that
Pokemon
big.
can there be?
She's in that big Pokemon like rumor mill, just like community, like all she ever does. So
She got some scoops.
well, there's some evidence like when he is set when it was behind him, all of his Pokemon, all the plushies were at the Gen 2. So it's rumored to we're gonna get a Let's Go,
Oh, like a remake of.
like a Let's Go Marill or Let's Go
Oh,
Cyndaquil or whatever daft. Yes.
I like that. I like Let's Go.
Stop bringing your negativity into my podcast. Listen,
negativity. I love Pokemon. Probably, it's one of my favorite games ever. I
Every time
hate
you
what they're
talk
doing.
about it, though, it sounds like you hate it.
It sounds like I do, but I just don't like what they're doing with Pokemon.
it's just filler into it. Keep waiting. We'll get
Pokemon
you.
normally
That sounds cool. I
just
wonder
don't-
why make a new Snap game now? Like I thought for years, like why wasn't there one of these on like the DS or like the 3DS?
I think because it's such a quiet year for Nintendo or Pokemon has spoken. Look, can you get a Pokemon Snap out in the next year? Of course we can. See you in a bit.
It's gonna sell.
Because it is. If it's not, it'd be like what, £30?
90s kids are hyped.
It can't be £30, can it? It can't be more than 50.
Yeah.
So what? That's like 40-ish for us. I think it'll probably be 40,
Wait,
depending
like
on the
you
length.
lot were saying, how much was Lost Legacy for you guys?
40.
So I think it was 30 for us.
30
So
pound. Yeah, I think we're normally just like the 10 above
10,
or whatever.
10 isn't it?
Yeah.
But next week, I mean, it's either going to be Let's Go, or it might be Gen 4 remake.
I wonder if all that would come out this year then. Like, I wonder if Let's Go would come out this year as well.
Maybe.
And the Pokemon Snap.
I mean,
It's a
I
lot
know
of Pokemon, man.
maybe these announcements were maybe what we're June now, maybe beginning of May announcements, end of April announcements.
You know if Game Freak made Let's Go?
I don't know.
I think they did. I think they have separate teams making all of that, right?
I'm just curious because I mean they're doing all this DLC right now. I don't know if they're doing Let's Go.
I think they probably have so many teams there.
I can't wait.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think the way like I've watched some Game Informer interviews with who went there last year, or was it last year? Yeah, for Sword and Shield, and they interviewed and did some interviews and stuff.
It was Game Informer. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're a much smaller team than you think they are. Like they've talked about them. They've talked about them not wanting to.
They certainly have the money to be a big team.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want it to bloat. They want that team to be a little leaner. So maybe they're making it. I'm not sure.
I hope we get Let's Go Johto.
You know what else could have been a little leaner is IGN Summer of Gaming happened this whole week. I think it's still going on, right?
Oh yeah, they just pump it out like everything.
They're just pumping out. It's like every day for like 5 hours. Here's a bunch of games. And we're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You guys have any highlights of this? Did you guys watch it at all? Sims?
I've been trying to keep an eye on it. Like I said, I've been so busy. I mean, it's still going on now. We got Dungeons and Dragons Live exclusive trailer. Oh god, I don't really know. I've not really seen anything that's tickled me fancy.
Did you guys see that Doom game? Doom-like game?
No.
A little bit, yeah.
What was it called?
Game looks pretty cool.
With Troy Baker.
Yeah. Troy
like
Baker's
voice,
doing
yeah.
Yeah,
this little
I did watch it. I did watch it. I watched that on the Gorilla thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really check it out too much, but you know, they're just announcing stuff constantly. Nothing too big has gotten announced from there, I don't think.
Chivalry 2. Is that them?
Was it them? See, it's hard to. I get mixed up with them and the Gorilla Collective now.
There was a lot of things that got mixed this weekend, but I think Chivalry 2 was them, and Chivalry 2 is exciting. I love Chivalry 1. It's a fun game. That's pretty much.
Yeah, that's
exciting.
pretty much all. You
There's
can
a lot
definitely
of
go check out the IGN Summer of Gaming thing. It's still going on. I think it's going on into next week too. So
the problem we're having, and someone put this on Twitter the other day, is like there's so much going on. There's too much going on. There's way too much going on now. There's all these.
Scattered.
There's Summer Games. There's GameSpot's thing. There's the Gorilla. There's
Games Radar had a thing.
VR.
Yeah.
The VR show.
The VR showcase.
PC had a gaming showcase.
They always have a gaming showcase.
My thing with all these is like none of them are really announcing anything like big, you know?
Because they're all getting lost in the shuffle as well.
Right. Especially when they came like the week after this PlayStation event, which everyone's still just talking about. There's still news trickling out of that every day now.
It's
so they're just kind of all get covered here.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame, and I think that this to me, like as exciting as it is to see all these new games and stuff, and I love the idea of seeing new games. It makes me miss E3 so much. Like even though people hate just
more organized with E3, it felt like, right?
The organization and it being in a week of just cool press conferences. I think that's really missing.
So the May 2020 MPD has come out. We'll go through the top 10 real quick. Starting with 10 was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. 9 was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 8 was Final Fantasy VII Remake, which dropped pretty far, right?
It did.
I think it's a one and done though, isn't it?
With Remake, yeah. Everyone that wanted it probably got it seems.
Yeah, I think so.
7 was Minecraft, of course. 6, Red Dead Redemption 2. 5
look at
Mortal
that.
Kombat 11. Still holding strong. Mortal Kombat 11. It was one of the highest selling
Yes.
games last year.
That was
I'm
the-
always
it was
surprised by how popular Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah, man, that game sold. Like, I think for like the first 6 months of last year, it was like the best selling game. It's crazy.
Crazy. 4 was NBA 2K20. 3 was Animal Crossing New Horizons. Still going strong since.
NBA 2K20 is the one that they put on sale for like $3, didn't they?
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, it was,
I didn't know
and
that.
everywhere it was like £4. Switch, Nintendo, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, which is good. That's why it's up there, I think.
2 was The King of Kings, Grand Theft Auto 5. And then
number
number 1 was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. What were you going to say?
I just said number. I said, wow, number 2. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Just keeps getting more and more popular, it seems.
Why do people buy this game? Just keep buying it.
You got to own at least 3 copies if you're a gamer.
Yeah, of course. GTA Online is insane. It's so cool.
I've borrowed about 3 copies.
I can't wait for us all to buy Xbox Series X and PS5 versions.
All
We
right.
will though, won't we? There's people out there that live on it.
Oh, not on Xbox. You'll get it. You'll get your same version.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Next up, Gods and Monsters gameplay leaked due to Google Stadia bug. Did you guys watch this at all?
Kind of.
Didn't see the game.
I flicked through it.
Okay, it's like a very alpha version. It looks like. I hope it's an alpha version because that game was empty as fuck.
It looks like
Straight up, it's a Breath of the Wild ripoff.
It just looks
Straight
like
up.
Breath
It
of the
has
Wild.
Stamina bar and everything.
And I was like, how are they going to get away with that?
Right.
Did you see combat?
I think
I don't
so.
believe so.
When I flicked through it, I saw him fighting some big weird thing.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, I may
But
not have watched all.
It was on Google Stadia to download for like half an hour. Not even to
What
download.
was
you just
different
click it,
from
don't you?
Breath of the Wild was there was dialogue options. It looked like, which that's cool. Kind of went into like a Mass Effect stance where like there was like different things and then like faced the camera to the character and stuff.
We'll probably
Who's
see
developing
this.
this again?
Ubisoft.
The
I
people
don't
that
know.
made Odyssey, that team of Ubisoft.
Team? Okay,
So
interesting.
I mean, they have a good pedigree. I mean, this game, I can't believe this game was scheduled to come out in like February of this year because it does not
It's
look done. At
crazy.
least this version.
What were Ubisoft thinking? Like
Probably just
what were they thinking? Like, here's Gods and Monsters, here's Watch Dogs, all before March. Like, what the fuck? And none of it.
Right.
probably very ambitious, and they just couldn't reach their deadlines and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I hope it's not as empty as it looked because if they were planning on putting it out and it was that empty, I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Breath of the Wild was pretty empty.
Breath of the
Kinda
Wild
bad.
was pretty empty.
Not a bad way, but Breath of the
Careful, don't
Wild-
say anything bad about Breath of the Wild on the internet.
One of my favorite games ever. I'm sorry.
Oh, I loved it on it. I really enjoyed it. Too big,
Yeah.
but
Like
I
an
enjoyed it.
No, I don't think Breath of the Wild was too big at all. It was awesome.
I finished it, but I never did everything.
Oh, I mean, it's way too long to do everything.
Next up, Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope, the newer one, is delayed to the fall. So much for that 2 a year for the next 3 years, I said. Or that's what they said originally.
It's not.
'Cause
It's
there was, like-
not their fault, though, is it?
No. And the last one, to be fair, was very buggy. The first one they put out, what was it called?
The
Man of Medan.
Land of Medan.
Yeah, I had a bunch of problems running that one, and I was just playing on PS4 Pro.
Did you? I think we talked about it. Did you like that game?
I liked it. I didn't. It was not as good as Until Dawn, or even like other games in the same genre going for that. But I still liked it. I like shitty horror movies too.
I like the game too. I don't think it was I think it was a good first outing by themselves. Like not having PlayStation money.
Yeah, it was
the game.
definitely not of the quality of Until Dawn.
I'm excited for this. Like I like the main guy. Will what's his name?
William
We have
something.
this same conversation every time we talk about this game.
We do, yeah. This one guy. He's
Let's
in
just
that movie that I always
watch
bring
the
up.
other podcast.
It's great.
Is it?
Next up, Star Wars Squadrons was revealed. Comes out October 2nd of this
October
year
2nd this year.
for $40. I believe.
$40.
So this is like a pilot type game where you're flying around.
Yeah,
Not really
haven't-
my type of thing. You guys into it?
it's definitely worth $40, isn't it?
I wanted
Is
to see
it?
game.
Yeah.
You will see
Gotta see
gameplay in 2 hours.
If it controls like Battlefront or something, nah, I ain't doing that. I hate flying those things.
Really?
Well, I think that was one of the better parts of Battlefront 2, to be honest. I loved the flying in it.
I really want to go
I was
back to
Crash.
Battlefront.
Yeah, I know Motive Studios is making the campaign for this, I believe, which is the same studio that made the campaign for Battlefront 2.
Yeah, this is what they've
Which
been
the
working
story
on.
in that was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It had like sparks of like something that could be
Cool
really
ideas.
cool. Yeah, and I don't think that they had enough time and enough leeway to do what they wanted to do. It seemed like.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm looking forward to more gameplay of that. I think they're supposed to show more tonight, then, right? At the EA Play.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
tonight, yeah.
I wonder how involved the story is.
It's got.
Yeah, I know it takes place between Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi, right? In that era. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a big era, so
Yeah,
like it's
it's a
like
huge
reflecting
gap.
down Reigning Empire.
Yeah, I
Sure,
wonder if we'll
like-
meet any cool characters from like Rebels or anything. That'd be really cool.
Would be awesome. No, Rebels. No, that's a different timeline. We won't meet Rebels characters.
Rebels leads into New Hope,
Oh my days.
right? So they could all still be alive.
Maybe. I mean, we have to talk about like what happens at the end of Rebels and what's gonna happen at maybe in Mandalorian. You know?
Yeah,
Let's
I
get-
mean, certain characters couldn't be there, but a lot of them could.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much and spoil anything. Yeah, maybe.
Ahsoka could. She could be there.
Yeah, my girl. Yeah,
Girl Ahsoka. Next up, this one's really interesting. AT&T are looking to sell WB Interactive. So that'd be all these studios they own. That goes from Rocksteady to what's the one that made Shadow War? Monolith Studios, Avalanche, the Mortal Kombat team. They make Injustice. All of them.
BB Montreal.
Yeah, them too. Yeah. So it's a shit ton. I don't know about you guys, but Microsoft, get on this. Like in one purchase, Microsoft could go from pretty far behind Sony in terms of first-party studios to just being exactly on par, maybe even a little above with the quality of these studios. They don't even need to own the IP. Like they don't need to have Batman or any of that. Just have these studios and make them make new IP, and it'll be great games.
NetherRealms definitely owns Mortal Kombat IP, but they wouldn't have Injustice.
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings, and I believe the Harry Potter game that's rumored too. All that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Now it says
I mean,
in the article they can make a deal to get those IPs, something like that, like in the contract. So it seems like AT&T would still be willing to let them keep the IP. Sims, what do you think about this?
I think, like you just said, like Xbox. Like if it wouldn't surprise me if they came out of it, or we bought it.
It's such a perfect buy for them, I think.
Why not?
It's like exactly what they're looking for.
They've got money falling out the pockets. Why not do it?
Yeah, if anybody has money to throw, Microsoft does for sure.
Definitely.
Just don't take too long developing these games.
I mean, I hope it's not like Activision. Or EA. EA would be the worst. If I hear EA buying any of these studios, I'm gonna be upset.
I think anyone that buys it would be stupid to not just let these studios do what they do. You know?
Yeah,
like if EA bought them and they're like all of a sudden Rocksteady's making yearly Batman games or whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be stupid.
Only two that really seem to do that for the most part is like PlayStation and Xbox. It seems like all the other third-party studios just have their hands too much in everything.
A little bit. Ubisoft could be good for these guys too, but Ubisoft owns too much already.
Maybe. Then it's like Batman's gonna be too much like Assassin's Creed or something. I don't want that.
I'll throw a wild one out. Nintendo.
No.
No.
They've got Mario. This is fine.
They got Mario. They don't need Batman.
Mario Batman combo game.
It'd be good. I do think Nintendo needs more studios, honestly.
I don't know.
Just imagine like the Arkham Batman turning up in Smash Brothers.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
That'd be so cool. The Joker. He's
Like
got a rocket
throwing
launcher and shit. All the Mortal Kombat guys in Smash Bros. Come on.
He's sick. But
That'd be awesome.
Scorpion's like, get over here.
Ripping
Just
Donkey
rip
Kong
Mario's
apart.
spine out.
Arms off.
That'd be great. Smash Bros. The next one does that thing where they like zoom in and you see the bones break and stuff.
Oh yeah, X-ray moves.
Just
yeah.
fluff flying everywhere. Just be fluff.
Just a cloud of pink smoke.
It's crazy.
Next up, we talked about this a little bit. The Guerrilla Collective happened. This was IGN and Greg Miller's thing. I watched a little bit of it. I know System Shock got like re-announced.
This was not IGN's one. This was
Wasn't IGN a part of this?
It was the mix.
The indie mix.
The indie mix, Guerrilla Collective. Kind of funny. Kind of had something to do with it.
I mean, Greg was hosting.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't the other guy hosting though from IGN?
It was so no.
The other guy was from the
mix. It was very weird. It was very jumbled up because it was like you see this one guy, then you see Greg, and then you see this one guy, and you're like, well, why can't we just see one of you?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like it would just be like, why are you handing it over to each other? It doesn't make sense. And they just bombarded you with all these. Don't get me wrong, all these games that deserved the limelight, but there was too many games in the one limelight, and they were not forgettable, but indie games. Like you either got to remember them because it's your kind of like your thing, or you're not. And it was just 3 days of mainly 2 days. The 3 day they managed. I think they focused on like a couple of big games. So I know I was doing my living room at the time, and I was building this shelf thing, and I was listening to these narrators, like half these game developers were talking about their game, like basically we're orcs and monsters, and we're gonna move our orcs and monsters over here. And I'm like, who the fuck narrates this video? It's like, pay someone to narrate your video. I can make this game sound better. It's like, orcs and monsters, they face up and fight each other. Boom. Buy it now.
All right. Like minutes before it started.
Oh, Jesus Christ. At one point, there was one guy just lying down like, yeah, this is my game. Troy Baker's here as well. Yeah, so Troy, what do you think about this game? And Troy Baker's like, basically,
that sexy hair. Yeah,
it's just such a beautiful. It's like basically, you play as this mysterious character, and I'm like, yes, Troy, I'm in, done.
I like that whisper voice. Yeah,
just throwing money at him, like I'm shoving it in his trousers or something. Like I said, it's a weird year, and everyone's done the best they can. It's a shame. I looked at a few of the games, and The Lake stood out to me.
Oh, was that the one like with the mailing?
Yeah,
you were like a mailman or whatever.
Lake,
traveling around this town.
There's a few card
System
games.
Shock stood out to me. That was like the first thing they showed. Yeah,
there's one game.
It was kind of like a re-announcement of the System Shock remake. Now that Tencent, the Chinese company, owns it now. But I'm looking forward to that. I know it's supposed to. That was the game that like influenced BioShock, so I always wanted to play it.
There was a game called Skate Story.
Oh yeah, another skateboard. Oh, was that the one with like the? It was like a weird character model that was like highlighted.
And it was. A lot of these games
are
very
poorly. Games coming out now. I like it.
Very poorly shown.
I can't remember the name of this game, but there was a game. It was really the only one that stood out from the Guerrilla Collective for me, but it was basically, I don't know if you guys have played Mega Man Battle Network before.
No.
Okay. No. So basically in Battle Network, it was a 3x3 grid, so you had like 9 squares to bounce around, and then all the enemies were also on like a 3x3 grid. And you had these like little chips that acted as like little cards that you played, and they would do like a move, and they all were very different. Like you had like a sword slash or like a Mega Man blast or something like that. This game had like multiple characters you could play, and it looked like a roguelike, like you going through little dungeons and fighting stuff, and it combined that Battle Network combat. It looked really cool. I forget the name of it though.
That's the thing. You know, you don't know the name of that game, and it's.
No, and I should be really excited about that
exactly.
game.
I mean, there was loads of card games as well, and every time I saw a card game, I was like, Daniel would love this. There's cards.
It's interesting. A lot of these indie games are better off. Like, I know it's hard to get on like a big show like the PlayStation one, but they're better off being on those because you remember the indie games from the PS5 show, right? Like everyone's talking about fucking Bug Snacks right now.
There's also much less games. It seemed like.
Right.
I don't know if it's the way they did it, the way they crammed in too many games. Maybe do it over a week. I don't know.
Yeah, because Guerrilla Collective was like 3 2-hour shows, you know?
3 an hour and a half. I mean, I put it on when I was doing stuff, and it's hard to hold it's hard to hold anybody's attention when an hour and a half video games where they're all okay games. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I mean, I would have sat there. I watched it, but I've been very busy. But anyone else, are they gonna watch it?
No, I didn't really watch too much of it. I watched the first day. I think I watched the whole one, but the other 2 days, yeah, I just kind of tuned in and out of it.
It's a shame.
Keeping with this, Games Radar also had a show. It was called Games Radar Featured Game Show. This one I did watch. There were some cool things there.
I didn't watch
this
this.
Dustborn game. It was like a really cool kind of Telltale looking game. Yeah, just point and click adventure. It looked cool to me. There's also one other thing. Oh, Skater XL was shown there. That game looks awesome.
Yeah, there's loads of trades
going for
coming out
more.
of this game.
Yeah, this game's been kind of talked about for a while now. I think it was announced at a Microsoft conference a couple years ago. But this game kind of looks like a Skate ripoff, sorta. It's like a low budget skate game. EA Skate. It's controlling. It's got like that camera. So that looked cool to me. Did you guys check this out at all, Daniel?
No, I didn't see that one.
No, I didn't
Missed
see
it.
it. Very poorly advertised, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Hear about it until like 10 minutes before it was about to start, and I was like, "Oh, I'll watch this." Yeah, a lot of these random shows. Next up,
there's also the PC gaming show. I don't know.
oh yeah, and the VR one.
Not really PC gamers.
Persona
but
4 on the PC. That's a big deal, apparently.
Oh yeah, on Steam now. Yeah.
also showed off more Baldur's Gate. Lyrian's making that. It looks really cool. I would like to play it if it comes to consoles.
Yeah, huge gaming week. Next up, the biggest news of the week, by far, easily, and the most hype news.
I'm going to the toilet.
Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory was announced. It's a rhythm game.
Yeah,
it's coming
baby.
out this year to Switch, PS4, and Xbox. Kind of just looks like you're going through every Kingdom Hearts game and just like playing a little rhythm game with it. I can't fucking wait. Sims, how excited are you for Sims?
It's a no.
Sims. We'll take his silence as just pure 10 out of 10 excitement.
Name? I like the name.
You like the name? I do too. Melody and Memory. I would have preferred Melody and Memory 3.5 divided by 6.
Oh yeah, of course.
That rhymes a little
sequel.
better, I think. No, you guys didn't know.
I'm
super excited for this. I'm definitely gonna buy it. I love rhythm games, and obviously, I love Kingdom Hearts.
So, is this gonna be? I didn't watch this. Obviously, I'm not gonna watch this.
You
But
didn't watch the trailer?
is this look like a mobile game? That's what I'm gonna ask.
A little bit. It doesn't not look like a mobile game.
Okay.
Sims is so excited he just got up during this conversation. He couldn't contain it. And then we'll move on to something that just got announced today that is very disappointing. CyberPunk 2077 is delayed till November 19th, 2020. I'm shocked. Daniel, how you feel about this one?
Yeah. Oh boy. My most anticipated game of this year. I hope it comes out this year.
So
Stop
close.
delaying it, please. But take your time.
Like, I'm almost surprised
you
it didn't just get delayed till like next March.
I know. I could take their time. If we remember, The Witcher 3 got delayed a ton. They didn't want to put it out until it was ready, you know. So, I mean,
good.
I didn't expect it another time, but it's not shocking.
Pure perfection.
Yeah.
Pure perfectionists.
They are. They definitely are, and you can tell by playing The Witcher 3.
But as soon as this got delayed, I think you two said it straight away. Me and the missus was. It's like this just screams. It's just gonna be next gen now.
Launch game, yep.
Oh yeah, boy.
Now I really need PlayStation to confirm that, like, hey, you can play this on day one on the PS5 still.
I think the missus was saying
Xbox, they're already saying it.
Yeah, because Xbox already did.
The missus was saying she'd read some. Apparently, there was a listing on Amazon. It was like late November release date. This is all rumors, obviously. It's all a load of bullshit, but it all makes sense. End of November release date. Obviously, for every console gets released around that time. $400, $400 for the PS5 normal version, $380 for the digital version.
That doesn't sound right.
It's a weird number. Yeah, it's a weird number.
Listen,
I don't believe that.
I'll take it. But no, but obviously we should
I'll
say
take
that,
it.
and then this got delayed as well. It's bang on, we're having the conversation. This bang on happened straight away. So you just think, why not release Cyberpunk with the Xbox? Release Cyberpunk with PlayStation 5.
I could almost see one of them coming out on this day.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's typically when consoles come out, is like in that November period.
Yeah,
I think November time.
I think the 360 came out at a weird time, didn't it?
Yeah, that might have. Again, and PS3 and 360 were a year apart anyway. But anyways, PS4 and Xbox One were like a week apart, both in mid-November.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, it'll be a really
expecting
cool launch game. I mean, at the very least, if all the launch games suck, we have Cyberpunk, you know?
There's a few little breaking news is going about. We've got a new Crash Bandicoot game might be getting teased.
Yeah, I heard about this.
With Activision sending out jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah.
But some of the jigsaw puzzles, some of the pieces are missing, and it says time.
It's like some of the pieces are missing for some people, though.
Yeah, Tim Gator said he's got the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was another thing as well.
So this mask that they had in this puzzle actually appeared in a PlayStation controller, probably like 6. There was a part where like it showed like the Crash Team Racing characters like racing in cars, and this mask was following Crash behind them, and all the big Crash fans were like, "Oh, the fuck is that mask? What does that even mean?" And now this mask appeared in this puzzle, so they're obviously hinting at probably a new game because no one could tell if this was from like one of the older Crash. I hope it's a new game.
Just talk about Vicarious Visions.
Yeah,
Recently?
Vicarious Visions is now making the Tony Hawk game, so it must be a different studio.
That's right. That's right. I think that they're a big studio though. They might have two different teams working, right?
It's a fair point. Yeah, I think they're normally just like a remastered type studio. So I don't know. Maybe I could see Activision having like hired an. Maybe they got like Raven making it or someone like that. You know.
I think you got to give Vicarious Visions a chance. That's what I said after the Insane trilogy. After playing that, like, man, give them a chance to make their own game.
It's what I thought it'd be, but with this Tony Hawk game, I just don't know. I mean, if they are a big team, like you said, then they certainly probably would at the time. But you figure it's all hands on deck on the Tony Hawk remake.
It depends on how big Tony Hawk is, right?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Those are smaller games.
Fingers crossed, though, we get a new Crash soon. Maybe Xbox would have to.
Yeah, at least an announcement.
Keighley just announced that there's a showcase in June, right? I believe it's like June 22nd.
For who?
For his... Yeah, look up Jeff Keighley's Twitter. He's having another show on 22nd, and there's supposed to... Some secret big AAA game getting announced, is what was said. So that might be this.
Could be.
Yeah,
the thing about it being an Xbox would be interesting because it is an Activision game. So, I mean, it could happen.
When did he tweet this
Crash
out?
would be a big thing for them to get to, and a good thing because they don't have many like family-friendly type games that you think at their showcase. So it'd be cool for them to have Crash.
When was this tweet sent out?
Say that again?
When was the tweet?
It was today.
We got 44 minutes ago, Day of the Devs.
That might be it.
Or Monday morning, tuning for Summer Games Fest Developer Showcase. We'll look at upcoming indie games and Day of the Devs with I'm 8-Bit, Double Fine, musical performance, and a special game reveal at 11 a.m.
Yep, there it is. So yeah, that might end up being this Crash. They do this a lot. They've been doing this with the Crash thing. If you remember, for Crash Team Racing, they sent out a pair of dice to like all these different, like IGN, GameSpot, kind of funny, all those. So they like to hype things up like this, and it always means like an announcement's very close. It's never been more than like a week apart.
I like this. I like it's getting spicy. I like it.
Yeah,
it is getting
juicy.
It's coming. I just don't like waiting. I don't like the fact that I gotta wait for Ubisoft for July. And I swear, call me crazy. Well, I am on drugs apparently. Didn't Xbox say they were doing one for May, one for June, and one for July?
Said one
June
for every month.
So what's happening here then?
I think the June one just got canceled.
Did it just get delayed?
Yeah.
Could be. They said one every month until the launch, but doesn't mean that they won't stop and wait and have July be everything.
Yeah, it's
We'll
exciting.
see.
I believe WB said that they're doing a show at the end of August too.
They're doing
right?
like a DC fandom thing,
Yeah,
and they'll
DC
be in there
thing.
with them.
So that's probably where the Batman game will end up being.
Yeah.
Maybe the Rocksteady game too.
100%.
But who
Yeah,
knows with them getting sold now? I don't know how that's all going to work. It will be interesting to see. Next up, we'll go to some new releases. Date. This week, The Last of Us Part 2. PS4.
Yes, big week.
June
Never heard of
19th.
it.
We are
An
I am-
hour.
7 hours away from playing this shit. Can't wait.
How does that
Can't-
work?
yeah.
How are you
What was
7
that?
hours away from playing it when I'm an hour and a half?
Time zones. Because
So-
they don't unlock mine until 11 p.m. the day before. So like it doesn't hit Friday for me for another 8 hours, right?
That's crazy,
So like it unlocks
man.
at 11 for me, right? I know it should just be the same time worldwide. So if you had it digitally, you'd get it in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, and I'm staying awake as well to watch that EA thing. If that postman doesn't turn up on my game tomorrow, I'm just gonna have to go stone cold stun at people.
Speaking
Can't
of
forget
the
about
EA thing real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of the EA thing real quick, the UFC 4 got pretty much leaked. There's like a beta. They're sending out like invites for the beta for UFC 4.
Oh, really?
EA, my boy Israel Adesanya on the cover. Okay, I don't want to see Conor McGregor on the cover again.
Gotta be right.
2 games in a row where they put Conor McGregor on the cover. We don't need.
Gotta be. Either gonna be
Israel
him
Adesanya,
or
man. He's
it's either gonna
18
be
and up,
him
middleweight champ. Put him on the fucking
No.
cover. He likes video
or
games.
Masvidal. What about Masvidal?
No, don't do Masvidal. Masvidal ain't even a champion.
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's the what is it? What is
Don't
it called?
say it. Don't say that. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
BMF,
yeah, that fight was ridiculous.
the bullshit bet. Yeah. Anyways, I think we're all hyped for The Last of Us, right?
Any other leaks that you
Oh,
heard about
yeah.
EA?
What was that?
Any other leaks for EA?
No.
I've not heard a lot. I know Joe Farah's got a game being announced.
Yes, the
Hopefully-
fuck the Oscars guy. I love
Hopefully,
this
a
guy.
Way Out 2.
That could be cool.
EA,
I don't know if you do a sequel to that or just make like a new IP.
yeah, I think it'd
I
be
want-
a similar thing.
The new, come on.
I think EA are good at out nows.
EA though, my last plea, Peggle 3.
By
Fucking do it.
On.
People want
Let's
it.
go.
I'm not
nobody
the only
wants
one.
it. Nobody wants
Oh,
it.
shut the fuck up.
Nobody wants it. Nobody
Go
wants
to
you stinking.
Tim Geddes tweeted it out yesterday, man.
Tim
he got
Geddes,
it from me.
look, Tim
Peggle
Geddes
3.
is not always right. Okay,
Tim's, you're outnumbered in
I
this
don't-
podcast.
I just
Everyone wants it.
outnumbered.
Ashley Johnson wants it. We got people, EA. Okay, we will hunt you down. There will be a whole new thing to riot about in this country if you don't announce
We
Peggle
want
3.
our Peggle. Give us Peggle.
Peggle 3.
it's not
Peggle
happening.
3.
You're not getting Peggle. I don't want it.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna film myself after I get off of work and watch the EA thing. And if they announce Peggle 3, I will take my shirt off.
Do it, man. Do
I
it.
promise you, people.
I will happily put that on the internet.
Yes, that will be on the front page of Nerdic Gods. Me taking my
Great.
shirt off. It'd be beautiful. We're all getting Last of Us though, right? Tomorrow. Just get back
Hopefully,
in there.
yeah. Otherwise, I'm fine. There's gonna be me as Ellie hunting that postman down. Let me tell you.
Find him. Throw a brick right at his fucking head.
I just will, man. Just nail it. He only lives around the corner as well for
Take his
me.
bag.
I'll
Got
just
like 50 copies
nail
of The
it.
Last of Us.
I know where you live.
I think we're gonna do a spoiler cast on this as well, just to mention that.
We haven't done one yet.
We need
I
to
would
do
love-
one, yeah.
Yeah, this
I
one.
think this would be easier to
definitely
talk
should.
about as well.
Yeah, this is a heavily story game that we could definitely do a spoiler cast on. So we'll do that. I'm not gonna rush it, so I don't know if I'll beat it by next week. You guys got a game plan for this?
I don't think.
It's gonna be beaten by the next podcast. 100%.
I don't.
You think so? Okay.
Not for me. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
Every-
This whole
every night
25
we'll
to
play
35 hours thing is supposed to be. I don't know.
we're
I'm
talking.
gonna go going in.
Going hard with it. Also coming out on Tuesday is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrate. I wish this wasn't coming out so close to us because I buy it. I probably still will buy it after The Last of Us.
It's an important one this year. Come on.
It looks awesome. I never played it. I think I rented it from Blockbuster when I was a kid. It's just
I
like
know,
a
I've never
looking 3D platform.
Yeah.
And I love SpongeBob. It wasn't like SpongeBob,
Exactly.
SpongeBob
I mean,
is so old.
It is.
It
At
is
this
old.
point.
Yeah, it came out like 99 or something like that.
Crazy how old it is. I remember going to like primary school, like that's like starting school, and just watching it in the morning with a big bowl of cereal.
SpongeBob's still so funny. Like those older episodes, man, you go back a lot.
Great, man.
I disagree. Like, my kids like it.
Yeah, they're funny.
Okay, then we will move on to bets. Last week's bet is, what will the Metacritic score be for The Last of Us Part 2?
This is
Pissed
bullshit.
off about this one.
Absolute bullshit as well.
Bullshit.
Like how he's got all that many tens.
Bullshit.
Right. Absolute dog shit.
Anyways, I guessed 97. Daniel guessed 92. Sims guessed 98. And it was a 96. Daniel,
bullshit.
Another point for you.
Have you checked?
Could have been one more point.
Let's just let's double check it now.
I did. I checked right before the podcast. It's at 95.
I've been checking it all week.
It went down to 95?
95. So
really?
See, I don't think it's fair. Like, because all these embargoes that you've heard about the review.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the highest rated games of all time. I believe it's like the 22nd highest rated game if you're not counting like the same games on Metacritic now. So yeah, 95 is what it ended up being. Went down 1 point from last time I looked.
I can't wait to talk about this game.
I think that's the same as Last of Us 1.
that's about the same.
Yeah. So yeah, fucking hyped.
It deserves an 98. I blame GameSpot for giving it an 8 out of 10.
At 90 or above, you're just a great game. It doesn't matter.
I don't like that reviewer on GameSpot, so I don't count her. It's like I've seen a lot of her reviews, and I don't agree with her, so it's just like
It's
I mean, that's what reviews are about, you know.
It's like what you don't know about the game.
No, definitely.
It's that I don't think they should have reviewed it.
No, they didn't deserve it.
And I just don't think anyone should have reviewed it until next week.
I mean, that's just a greater discussion about how reviews are done in the first place.
Just next week,
that's a good point.
like when we've all played it, and I only know what I think I know, but he's pretty much
Apparently,
confirmed.
the leaks you said that came out weren't all exactly like the whole thing.
But yeah, it doesn't matter.
We'll get into it next week. I can't wait to hear like what the leaks actually were after I played it.
And me too, actually. That's a very good point.
Yeah, that's one thing. I can't believe I made it without seeing anything. Like, I still don't know shit about this. So, I mean, people got 6 hours to spoil me here.
Don't do it, man. Don't call out the
This
internet,
week's
man. You will not win that one.
Good luck. I won't even look at the internet.
You're just going to get somewhere drive past you with an airplane. Spoilers.
Someone's got one of those horn things and they're yelling at a microphone. They're yelling at me, spoiler.
Yeah,
Oh,
Snape
you fucking stab her. Like, what do you mean? Okay, this week's bet is going to be how many SquarePants games are. This is an interesting one.
This is the most important game this year, right? We have to figure that out. How many games?
Connor.
How many games?
Connor, just
so this
repeat,
rehydrated doesn't
Connor,
count.
repeat the bet.
The bet is how many SpongeBob SquarePants games are there?
Thank you.
This is probably DS handheld games. There's probably PS2 games.
Mobile games.
There's probably a lot of games. Yeah, maybe there's
Probably
mobile
a lot
games.
of fucking mobile, honestly.
Might
It's
be, yeah.
interesting too because SpongeBob was big in like the mid 2000s when they were just making games out of fucking.
I got.
all those
I've
licensed
got
games.
one down the stairs. I don't know.
You got a SpongeBob game downstairs?
Yeah, man. Doesn't
Yeah, I
work.
don't know. Daniel, what do you want to go with?
Ooh, I'm going first. Oh boy, I don't like going first. I
gotta hear thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lower than I expect. I'm gonna say 21.
21. That's
I
low
don't-
for you? That's high.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know. I think
everything. Sims, I need more thought time. What do you think?
I'll go 18.
19?
18.
Today.
Don't,
18?
don't
Okay.
do that. Listen, all right? Don't start twisting my words. 18 and winning, let me tell you.
18 and
You guys are
winning.
going higher than I thought. I was gonna say like 12.
You can say
Scary.
12.
No.
I could, but I don't want to.
Okay.
Say it, you coward.
I'm gonna say 23.
23. Okay.
Michael Jordan.
I feel like yeah, Michael Jordan. I feel like there's
Who's that
way
guy?
more games.
You know who Michael Jordan is?
Yeah,
I just
dude.
watched The Last Dance on ESPN. It was fantastic.
I watched Space Jam, so
Space Jam.
Dude,
Space
Come
Jam
on.
2 coming out soon with LeBron James.
No, that's exciting.
Unfortunately, I don't have
Is it-
much. I don't know much about Michael Jordan. Do you reckon I can get more out of The Last Dance from it?
Yeah. Oh, The Last Dance is fantastic. Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
watch
like
it.
basketball.
I think I'm gonna watch
Especially
it.
Yeah, it's on the ESPN app.
I think it's on our Netflix.
It's there's such crazy things that happen to him like wow during his career that like you just wouldn't believe. It's insane. I had like no.
I think that people our age can get a lot out of it. He was just a pop culture icon for us, really.
All I
Definitely,
know
'cause
is
I
that
mean-
he's on a lot of trainers.
Whole career was like basically throughout the whole 90s, which I mean I was until 95. So
Yeah.
and then we will move on to our game. This week's game, we're gonna do a top 5 list of favorite
Okay.
in theme The Last of Us. And, yeah, so we'll go 5, 5, 5,
Connor,
Okay.
that, so on.
repeat the
Repeat the
intro.
question.
Yeah, you cut out again.
Oh, did I? Okay. This week's game is going to be top 5 zombie games. Just to stay in theme with The Last of Us. We're going to go 5, 5, 5, so on. So I'll start with my number 5 game, which was Resident Evil 7. Now,
Okay.
we discussed whether this one counts because it's not really zombies in this.
No, there's no zombies.
There's people that like come back from the dead, though, right?
Like honestly, I just think Resident Evil in general kind of counts. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
I get it.
it's
It's a
kind of
virus,
religion.
but it's like
Yeah.
whatever. You're getting into semantics. It's
Yeah.
a zombie game.
Pretty much. The Resident Evil zombie franchise, it counts. Yeah, I love this game. It's my favorite Resident Evil game, so I had to put a game on.
I can't believe that's your favorite. That's insane.
Really? I just think it's the best one.
It is the best one.
That's crazy.
as well. Like,
I
Connor is
appreciate
right.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. That's like your perspective of it. Like that's really
in your
cool.
top 3 even then, Daniel?
No, it's
Like
fact.
of Resident Evil games?
No, definitely not.
No? Really?
Oh.
I can't wait. I love the first person aspect. I love the house in Resident Evil
Yeah.
7. That
This is
first,
really
like
cool.
2/3 of the game is just fantastic.
And there's a part towards the end that gets a little weird.
I just think this game is able to be more scary because it's in first person than any of the other Resident Evil. That's just my opinion.
Really?
I don't really get scared in third person.
Interesting.
I think it's just because I can like peek around corners and stuff with the camera. Like I know.
Yeah, that game really showed off the RE engine.
Yeah, really well too, right? Beautiful.
That RE engine is like it's crazy. It really
Yeah.
is.
Very much looking forward to Resident Evil 8. That
Yes.
first person view again. So Daniel, who is your number 5?
Ooh, I'm next. Okay. I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to go a little funnier and a little more fun. Number 5 is Dead Rising 1.
Nice.
I love Dead Rising 1 so much. It's just a goofy game. Like, you can just get a bowling ball and just a bunch of zombies. Or skateboard around and just people with a bat, it's just
Put
ridiculous.
the Lego helmet on.
Yeah, the Lego helmet. You can get the Buster, Mega
Yeah.
Buster.
You get like a lightsaber or whatever, that knockoff one.
And there's always a bunch of Capcom stuff in there. Really funny. Or even like later in the game, there becomes these like psycho people that are wearing like yellow jumpsuits or whatever, and they're all just standing in a row. And that's when you take the bowling ball and you just knock them all down because they're just standing there and they won't do anything to you until you get really close.
Right.
Then they'll chase you. And these like little daggers and they'll stab you.
That was the first game that like blew my mind with the amount of like just enemies on screen,
Oh
just like
yeah,
running zombies at first. Remember that? One thing I didn't like with Dead Rising was the time limit.
that's the worst
Yeah,
part
that's
for
the
sure.
worst
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. Sims, it's your number 5.
I don't know what to say now. My number 5 is Dead Rising, but number 3.
3.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That was the Xbox One launch one. Right?
Yeah, like
Yeah. Okay.
all of them in general, but number 3 was always my favorite. I don't know why. I think it was just such a giant leap. I don't think there was a
3
timer.
was cool.
There wasn't a timer, was there?
I don't think so, but I don't remember.
I don't think so. Yeah. This
But
one
I
was
remember
more
you
like
could,
outside.
yeah, you could get into the vehicles and you could drive around, and you could just
mow
literally
down
just
a bunch of
slaughter them all. It was really, I really enjoyed it. It was like, obviously I think it was like my first ever play Xbox One game I played.
Yeah, I think it was mine too.
All of the Dead Risings though, they're all like just like Daniel just said, like they're really creative and they just put that comedic spin on the zombie apocalypse. Like all these Dead Rising games are there to say, look how many characters we can have on screen at one time. Look at our generational leap. It wouldn't surprise me if we got another one.
No, we will at some point, I think. I could even see a remake of.
I mean, it wasn't the most memorable of characters. I don't even know his name, but it was. It wasn't Frank West in this one, was it?
No.
And then that was like Nick.
It was a different protagonist from the first.
I think his name's like Diaz or something.
There was a big
Something like
There was a big, just more on the cars of the game. That's all I really remember is just getting into the cars and making wacky weapons. And I'd love to play it again. I think I've got it. It's not on Games Pass, is it?
Probably is.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
At this point.
But
Exclusive for
I played
Xbox.
them all. I played all the Dead Risings. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. Yeah.
There was a 4?
Yeah, the one with Christmas time.
Oh, Frank West came back, right?
Yeah.
My number 4 was Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, the DLC.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love majority of Rockstar's DLC, like especially in that 360 era. They made just great DLC with GTA, and this one in particular was great. It was just a weird story. They just got like super weird with it. It just seemed like they had a team who were like just go nuts making a Red Dead zombie DLC.
Very long.
Actually, yeah, it was very long. Yeah, and
it is.
I love the
Okay.
story they made up with it. I won't get too into it, but it was just really creative, I thought, and it was just a really cool way to take a game and make something different out of it. You know, like it pretty much entirely changed the game with like all the zombies walking around and stuff, and just changed like the theme overall of it and stuff. I loved it.
I never played it. Like, I did, but I never got into it.
Yeah.
DLC's funny thing, isn't it? Like you either want it or you don't.
Yeah. This one, I like these in particular when like you make a giant DLC thing and it's like a whole new thing, you know?
It's there's a rumor though, isn't there, that Red Dead 1's getting a remake beginning of next year. So if this is included, then I'm down.
You would think it would be.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'll definitely play it. I think it's one of those that I need to play. It's like I've missed it. I completely missed it.
Right. No, you'd have a great time with it. That'd be really cool too if they like expanded it then to where the Red Dead 2 world is now covered in zombies and stuff too.
Well, they were saying a lot of people want that, don't they, from Red Dead 2?
Yeah.
Just give us the zombies again.
Right. You could. It'd be really cool. Then Daniel, what's your number 4?
Yes, my number 4 is The Walking Dead Season 1, Telltale game.
This is also on my list.
Good choice.
That's my number 4. There's not really much I need to say about it, right? Like it's really good. I know that I said season 1, but can we talk about all of the seasons?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you all played all 4 seasons?
Yeah.
No, I only played 1 and 2.
Okay. Sims?
Yeah, done them all. Yeah, I loved it.
Played all 4?
I didn't do like Michonne or whatever.
There was like 400 days or whatever.
That one, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah. I just did the 3 main lines.
So what do you think about the whole thing as a full story?
Oh, it's brilliant. Can't complain. Like, I think they're all really really good games.
Yeah.
I wasn't so into 2, which is why I never played 3 or 4.
Oh, I'm shocked because I actually really like 2. I think 2 is really underrated.
Number 2 ended on such a good ending as well. Like there was two really good endings. One or two.
Yeah, you have like 2 different options basically. Well, I think you technically have 4 because I think there's 2 different things you could do, and then if you have the kid or not.
Yeah, it's like number 3 was really good as well. I just waited. I waited.
3 is definitely the weakest one for me.
Yeah, I mean, the ending was a bit. It was good. They're all. I don't know. Like they were just. I just waited for them all to come out, and I played it all over Easter last year. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you played through the first one?
Oh no, I played it on the 360 back in the day, and then I was like, you know what, I really fancy some plats, so I just played 1 and 2 back to back, and then number 3 a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, at the time, I didn't even like. I thought this looked awful, and I was just super into the Walking Dead show at the time because I think this came out 2011, right?
Yeah,
I think 12.
12. Okay, yeah, right around then. It's at like the height of the Walking Dead, the show.
Pretty much.
I didn't even know I'd like games like this, like point and click adventure games. I think this was my first time actually playing one.
Oh really?
It's really that narrative, man.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
a
a
good point
narrative,
and
man.
click.
Lee and Clementine are such great characters. They're bond too.
For me specifically, Clementine, like I really like Lee and what his story arc is, but it's really Clementine. And like I'm surprised you didn't go and play 3 and 4 on her. Like if you really liked the first
Yeah,
season.
no, I don't know. I remember 2 came out, and I just like wasn't super into it. I'm not even sure if I beat it, honestly.
I would say maybe beat 2 and then skip 3 and then jump into the last season.
Yeah, if I were gonna go back, I'd probably replay them all. Like I'd get like that collection and then replay the first one and then the second one.
How many?
I'd say
how many
do it.
seasons is there?
There's only
I
4.
think. Yeah.
So what was one was?
So
Lee.
then there's 4, and then there's like a side one that's Michonne. That's like 3 episodes, I believe.
I'm
And then there's
lost
the
here. So
one
there's-
episode of 4 in Their Days of Summer.
So season 1 was about Lee and Clementine. Season 2 was about
Clementine.
and that
It
woman,
was the one. It was the one in the snow.
she gets pregnant, doesn't she? That woman.
The woman is pregnant.
Yeah, and then what was season 3 about?
Season 3 is with that new character you play as.
Oh yeah, I
That's
enjoyed
season
that
3.
one. You don't play,
Yeah,
as,
I mean,
but Clem's there, isn't she?
Clem is there. I mean, I like that season. I just think it's not very strong compared to 1, 2, and 4.
And then season 4 halfway got canned and then got brought back to life.
Yeah,
That was that one, yeah.
I forgot about season 3.
I really like season 4. I'd see nobody talked about season 4, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It ended really.
That was just
really
last
well.
year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when all that Telltale stuff went down. I think that was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sims, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Dead Island.
Ooh,
Interesting.
good choice.
See, I like a good, weird and wacky co-op zombie bashing good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
Interesting you picked this and not Dying Light.
See, that's it. I was gonna say, Dying Light took itself a bit too seriously.
Oh, okay.
I think in
It's
this
like
one,
a comedy.
yeah, I think
I've only played a couple hours of both, so.
I mean, on Dead Island, yeah, I mean, I know that Dying Light was the same, but it's like 4-player co-op. You have a good time, do a load of fetch quests, get swords, get boat paddles, guns, different classes. I'd love to go back. Every time it's like, oh, what, I want a good co-op game, and I'm like, let's get Dead Island. Like, it's just smash some zombies up.
Does it have like the movement of Dying Light, kinda, or is it just like simple FPS?
There's no parkour.
No, but
Okay.
I didn't like Dying Light. I tried to play it. Like
I didn't.
I even tried to go
movement, at least
back
in
to
the
it.
beginning.
Just wasn't for me. It was just too serious. I don't know. The new one didn't even appeal to me really. Just a
Dying
bit
Light
too.
2?
Yeah, I mean, my missus played it. I think she played it, but I don't know. It took itself too seriously. I think with Dead Island, it was just a good time.
Just zombie fun.
Yeah. Just
Did you play
zombie
Riptide?
fun. Yeah, I played them all. Yeah. Was
That's
it?
the
There's
sequel.
There's one, and then there's
Yeah.
Riptide, isn't there? There's only 2, isn't there?
Yeah, and then they're making Dying Light
And
2.
that got
Supposedly
announced,
still.
like,
THQ
10
supposedly
years
still
ago.
making that game.
And it had
The game
Jack Black in it. Did it have Jack Black in it?
Jack Black was in it.
Am I completely talking out my arse?
Jack
I don't know.
Black. He's in Brutal Legend.
He is in
About
Brutal
Dying
Legend.
Light.
He is in Brutal Legend.
Or Dead Island. Some wacky actor must be in it. Maybe it's not
It
Jack
was a
Black.
really good trailer. Yeah, so yeah, Dead Island, good game. Not brilliant.
Dead Island.
Not. But it's
You
just
know what? We
a
know we
zombie.
didn't talk about. I just want to bring it up. I know it's your game, Sims, but I want to bring this up. I'm Dead Island. One of my favorite video game trailers ever.
Yeah, horrible.
Was that the one with like the reverse time?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that
Horrible.
was awesome. It was amazing.
Horrible
Yeah, great
trailer.
trailer.
I mean, it is horrible for what happens in the trailer, but it is a great trailer.
I don't think they should have ever had that trailer though, because it doesn't really. The game's tone doesn't really.
The trailer was more well received than the game.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Anyways, my number 3 was The Walking Dead season 1.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we don't need to talk about that again. Daniel, what was your number 3?
Ooh, okay. I got an interesting one here. My number 3 is Dead Space 2.
Is there zombies in that?
Yeah, it's the same thing as like Resident Evil. It's like little like
we'll count it.
Yeah, it's like a parasite type of thing taking over. I'd say it's honestly more like zombies than some of the later Resident Evils, but I love Dead Space.
When they got kind of more actiony.
A little bit, but it is still super horror, and I adore the first one as well. I think there are like more unique weapons and stuff like that in the second game.
Yeah, interesting you didn't pick 1 because I love 1. 2, I don't have a good memory of 2.
I love the whole trilogy.
I never played 3.
3 I think is good. It's not as good as 1 and 2.
3 they turned the action up to like fucking 11, right?
Yeah, I mean I think it's just a different game, really, to be honest. Like 1 and 2, you can see the through line of where it is still a horror game, but just a little more action. It's not a pure third-person shooter third game. Like there is like horror stuff. So like it's a weird game. It doesn't know what it wants to be, really. That's kind of the negative side of 3, but 2 is awesome. I remember the little kids. I don't know if you said you didn't play it, right?
I played 2, just not.
Okay.
I don't have a good memory of it.
You remember those little kids, those little baby people you running at you, screaming?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I hate them.
They had like hook hands, right? And they're like swinging at you.
I don't know. I think it's a different thing. These little things, they were like
a lot of different monsters.
Yeah, they're like little babies that like crawl on the walls and stuff, like chase you.
I'm always scared. I always remember number 1. My friend bought it. And I remembered, like, talking to her, and I was like, have you played it? She was like, I just can't play it. It's too scary. And I was like, come on. She's like, it's like, you can borrow it if you want. And I was like, all right. And I loved it. I love number 1.
Yeah, it's really scary game.
It's dead slow and heavy. Like, I don't know.
It is. I actually really like how it feels.
Yeah, I did. Loved it. And all the weapons were decent as well.
The plasma cutter feels awesome. Yeah. That is one of the best feeling weapons, man. When you like get off one of the necromorph's limbs or something,
glide,
and you get that satisfying crack, and then you kinetic the little spike, and then you shoot it back at him.
Straight back up. Oh my god, give me Dead Space. God,
I know, dude. Visceral's gone though, man. Visceral's gone.
It's trending on Twitter. It's trending at the moment.
What I really liked about 1 was that you're just like playing as like just a simple engineer on ship, right?
Yeah.
Using like your to fight these monsters.
Yeah, bring it back, man. Bring Dead Space back. Come on.
Bring Dead Space back. Come on, EA. Sims, right? Yeah, Sims. What's your number?
What is my number 3? Is Resident Evil 7? Although we don't really need to think about it. It was just what I will say about this game
all the time.
I've probably said this story before. I played this game like 4 times in a row to plat the game, and even on my 4th playthrough, I was terrified.
Yeah,
I've never been that scared of a game. Like I think it was the fact the beginning of the game is really. Obviously, it gets a bit less scary throughout the game, but the first bit when you were trying to avoid that bloke, and I remember every time he'd burst through the same wall at the same time, and I was like, right, I know this guy's coming, and he didn't come, and then you have to go back, you have to go and get something, come back, and I completely forgot about it. I was like, it's obviously just glitched out. He's not come through the wall. And then he come through this wall, and my God, I've never been so scared in my entire life. Like the game is terrifying. Like the first time you have, right? You have that first encounter you have him in that really enclosed like garage space, and he's just coming after you.
I found the mom. The most frightening.
That was when you went into like the backyard area.
Yeah, just her in general. The mom was just super frightening. I hated the mom.
Oh yeah, it was terrifying. It was the woman in the chair.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you'd walk past her, and she'd just like,
and she's someplace else.
And you're like, nah,
You go
Shoot
upstairs,
it.
she's in her room. Like, how the fuck did you get upstairs?
Nah, man, it's just so scary. I've got it. I've still got the game. I want to play it in VR.
Did you play this in VR at all?
No, I needed to. I did start it. Don't get me wrong. I might play it again because my TV's a lot closer to my sofa now. So or couch for you Americans out there. Hey,
we call it sofa.
We call it sofas too.
Let's don't ruin this for me.
So you're trying to make a joke?
Yeah, it was
against us.
I'm the
I
funny
meant to
one.
ask you last week. What the fuck is a router?
A router.
It's a router.
It's a router. It's a router. R O U T E R.
I was listening back to the show last week. I'm like, what is a router?
Here, what I will say to Sims' defense is I do call it a route. Right?
Router.
No. A route, like it's the highway, like a route.
I do call it something that's like in the ground.
No, it's like Pokemon. Route 7.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. I would say route.
No,
7,
it's
yeah.
route.
No, it's not.
Moving on to number 2.
Number 2 was 2. I have Left 4 Dead. First one.
Ooh, okay. I was waiting to see if somebody had Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah, I love Left 4 Dead. This was my game that year. I think it was like 2008. Played the shit out of it.
No, you.
One of my
didn't
most
pick the second
memorable
one,
like online experiences. The second one's worst characters.
Yeah, but the second one introduced a lot more. I like the second one maybe slightly more just because it does have worse characters, but I like the different.
I don't like the scenery as much either.
Sure, it has cool zombies that they added.
Lost some of that like creepiness, I think. The first one.
It just became like an action game.
Yeah, it was much more brighter too.
Sure.
The first one I just remember being dark. Anyways, me and my friends would constantly play that horde mode. Play this all.
Yeah.
So fun. That up all. Yeah, I just have great memories.
Yeah, I love that. I love the team aspect of it where
exactly.
I'm getting
really
smoked
together in that.
I'm getting smoked. The smoker, he grabbed me. Somebody punched me. Somebody punched me, or like, oh, the hunter jumped on me. Somebody shoot him.
Right.
Or you get gauzed on by that big fat bloater.
Yeah, especially when that happens, because then it gets so chaotic. Then you
can't see
multiple zombies.
Yeah,
blasting a machine.
Well, see, that's kind of what I like about the second one because they introduce like the charger, and he'll come and he'll charge into you, slam into you, and then he'll grab you.
Wasn't there a charger in the first one, or that's like the tank, right?
No, that's the tank. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They introduced way more in the second game. They also had like the jockey that would jump on your head.
Sims, you not a Left 4 Dead fan here? I see you shaking your head over there.
I disagree with everything you two just said.
What don't you like about it?
I hated it. Like, I tried so hard. Like, I was like...
My thing with Left, did you get 4 people? Or were you just trying to
play it once. I played it on my own. And I was like...
See, you can't play this on
But
your
no, so I was like, this would be a good game to play with my friend, like Billy and Jay. Shad, Billy and Jay. You know you are. Big people. So, and I took it around to their house and they were like, nah. And I was like, you know what, you're right. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over again.
No, it really is.
And I
just
really
need like a full squad with it. I know people say that about a lot of games. I really don't like that. But like with this game, I did have the 4 people to play with, so I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I can see it. I just don't get the hype. A lot of people I know, Left 4 Dead's the best thing ever. It's like, it's not.
It's not the best thing ever, but it's a lot of fun co-op.
No.
Yeah, I absolutely. Daniel, number 2.
My number 2 is the Mac Daddy of all Resident Evils, Resident Evil 4. Come on.
Never played it.
I thought when we were all talking about the Resident Evil, putting number 4 as like number 2 on your list. Was that always?
Yeah. Well, it was between that or Resident Evil remake. So I think I did as well, and I still think, in terms of way it controls, obviously, like if I were to play it right now, ask me which one I want to play right now, it's probably Resident Evil 2 remake because it looks better, it plays better. But like in retrospect, I just think Resident Evil 4, if that game controls better, I think that's a better game. I mean, it's not a flawless game, but it is one of the greats, right? It changed how third-person shooters are,
For sure. There's a lot of people making the argument.
Kind of cut out there.
Open it up so
You completely
kind of cut out there. What'd you say?
You want to start again?
No, keep going.
What'd you say?
Just say what you said.
Okay. There's a lot of people making the argument with Resident Evil 4 that Resident Evil 4 ended up like because it was so different.
Yeah,
But honestly,
sure.
I thought it up some. I didn't play it in 7 years.
I mean, it's an interesting thought, right? Like,
Right.
that the action changed it, and I do agree. Like, you need to change the game.
Sure.
Yeah, you need to change the game. Like, it can't
Especially
just
when you
be
get
the
to
same.
like the 4th one in your series.
Yeah, and that really changed Resident Evil, right? Like, imagine
Right.
that. It's a very different game. I love it.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a lot of things from going in the newer one.
Yeah. Like,
Stuff.
that's what kind of worries me is the castle part in Resident Evil 4 was kind of the part that seems a little too
That little
long.
creepy kid.
Yeah, the little creepy kid. It's a little too long. It could be a little shorter. It's like that's a pretty long Resident Evil, to be honest. If you go back and play Resident Evil 4, it's pretty long compared to normal Resident Evils because they're usually about 10 hours or so. Resident Evil 4 is a little bit longer, maybe 15.
Right. Just because it opens up some.
Yeah, it opens up, and that castle bit is just too long. It really is.
Sims, you never played this one, right?
That is the one that escaped me. I tried it and couldn't do the first bit and turned it off and never went back.
Maybe
They're
that
gonna
remake.
soon, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
definitely. I'm a big boy now. I can do it.
Big boy.
I'm a big boy.
Big boy Sims. Sims. We'll stick with the big boy.
Yeah, baby.
Number 2.
This is the hardest decision of my entire life.
Whoa.
You say my number 1 here. Slap you.
So
I think we all have the same number.
We should, although he's throwing me for a loop here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was like, due to me doing something I don't normally do, this game went from number 1 to number 2.
Come through.
Honor.
Number 2
Connor.
is Days Gone.
Oh, okay.
Connor.
Wait, what?
So like,
This is even worse.
I was
This is
waiting
not
for
what
him
I
to say
thought.
this game this whole time. I honestly, I was waiting for you to say it the whole time, and I expected you to take it off. the
Think
list.
of this.
because like,
I expected you to take it off.
You
so
know how I
like,
know this game's bad? Because it didn't even cross my mind. But go ahead.
yeah, but how many like? So this game,
Said it was going to be number 1.
it was going to be number 1. As soon as you said this last week, it was like, oh, what's your best zombie game of all time? I was like, this is the easiest decision of my entire life.
No way.
And I was like, it's Days Gone. But no, take seriously though. Like, I remember early days and Days Gone. I was just about to take over this camp, these bad guys, and he set traps all around the world and stuff. And I'm hunkered down in this train thing, and all of a sudden, this zombie comes out. Like, this one zombie just wanders out and just gets me. And I was like, I put the controller down. And I was like, this is like Walking Dead. Because you got the real bad guys, and then you got the zombies in the background, and it's like that combination of
And you got the
open
bike.
world, ignore the bike, open world, real people, bad guys, zombies, and the zombies are always there. And it was just this one zombie, and it just got me. It didn't kill me, I don't think. And I was like, this is crazy. And then obviously the mechanics start to go over. The mechanics start to go. And you can start using the zombies as a weapon. You can lead the zombies to the bad guys. So, you know, there'll be times where you got this horde. And the horde's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, I had like 400 zombies at one point just running after me. And then obviously I just drive through this bad guy camp. And it just tore the camp apart. And it was like,
That's really cool.
you've took it over. Like, that was it. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And then there's one zombie. I think it's a sawmill. It's in an E3 demo numerous times, and it's harder than it looks. And you have to go through this sawmill and then up and down. You know, throw grenades behind you, start shooting with your heavy machine gun. And then on this sawmill, if you go around it and down something, and there's this long bridge. That's my long bridge, and I just remember standing at the end of the bridge with this machine gun. Watching the zombies just drop. It's incredible. Honestly, like, the story was good. I know, you know, all jokes aside, like the zombie physics or the way the zombies moved, don't get me wrong, there was some terrible like 1 minute there's a horde, and the next minute you could be stood there, and the next minute the horde will pop in, and there's 400 zombies around you. That's terrible. Maybe been fixed. Hopefully it has been. But I don't know. There's not a better zombie. This probably should have been number one the way I'm talking about it. But there's not a better zombie game out there than this game. They did it right. Like, there's a open world. There's you and these, these bad guys that, you all want to, there's 3 different societies, like different bands of camps. They all want, they all want to do some trading. They all got their own bits. They've all got their own currency. And then you got the zombies outside. I can't say anything. There's nothing. Look, about the game has its faults, but this game is incredible. You got your own personal story. You've got these other characters that personal stories. You've got, the evil scientist. I don't get how you don't like this game.
I've been trying to shit on games less podcast because I realize how you're making it hard.
You pop it out.
To be fair, for me, it's more of a joke. Like, it's a bit for me.
Oh, I get it. Yeah,
100%. 15 hours. One of
my best friends.
My main problem with it is, like, I honestly just think it's generic. Like, I don't think there's anything like inventive or cool about the game. The hordes are cool. I'll give it that. But I also think a lot of the creative things with it, like what you could add to different weapons and stuff, was customized.
And one of my best
Other
friends.
than that, I really don't think the stories were good at all. I thought they were all
I thought the story was really good.
From the 15 hours I played, I thought it was just like a very straightforward.
For me, not playing it. How was Sam Witwer again?
Sam Witwer's cool.
Okay.
You were saying, Daniel, about.
I was gonna say, my friend, he just recently, in the past month or so, had bought this game. It was on one of the sales that PlayStation had, and he played it, and he really liked it. Like, I was asking him as he was playing it, because I know Sims loves it, so. I was trying to take what Sims has told me and what I've seen, kind of talk to him about it as he was playing, and he really likes it. He likes the open world, just go around, it should be a game for me, but it's not. I don't know why.
I think if I didn't play so many different open world games, like that, I would like it. If I haven't things that this game did already in other games, then I think I would have liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Solid number 2. Not really. And then my number I'm pretty sure it's all of our number 1 to talk about.
It's mine.
Of course, Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah,
it's The Last of Us.
First Plants vs. Yeah.
Yeah. The Last of Us.
Last of Us.
100%.
Come on. I mean, we talk about this game every fucking week at this point. We're all about to play the second one.
Sims, how did Days Gone almost beat The Last of Us?
Say again.
How did Days Gone almost beat The Last of Us?
So if I not replayed this game this week or last week, Days Gone want to beat this game. But I think with The Last of Us, it's the way. And I've listened to all these podcasts and I've watched all these documentaries, and the thought.
How the parasite started was such a cool idea in The Last of Us with those spore things and that weird disease that's in the ants or whatever. I forget what it's called now. Whatever, but it's such a cool idea how that carried over to the humans, right?
Yeah,
it's just the world in it. Obviously, I forgot how after from the beginning scene to is it 20 years later?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 20 years.
And you just see the world absolutely destroyed. Right. Nature's taken over.
Everyone's under martial law and stuff.
And it's just and the way you look at the clickers and you look at they were infected. What the first called the first version? It's just the world in it. It's just the way obviously that this mission to save the world and
right.
I don't think it is the best. It's the best zombie game, but I don't think it's the best zombie world.
I think the zombies are not the best part about that game. There's better zombies in games, but since there are zombies in games, this is the best zombie game, right?
But the thought process is the bit that made it number 1.
Sure.
Is the fact that they thought about how it infects the brain. and over time, the clickers, it really
Worse and worse,
it just
right?
fucks them all, and then the bloaters, it really fucks them all. And
I think we got to point out too is just Joel and Ellie, right? I mean, they make the fucking game. They're just such
They're two
fantastic
of
characters.
the greatest written characters in games.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I can't
Anything
get
you
over
want to
it.
highlight about
These
it,
are the
Daniel? Anything you want to highlight about it?
Joel.
Joel. Yeah.
I love Ellie, and we'll see more of her in the second game. But Joel, it's the first game's about Joel. It's all Joel. He is just like, in terms of a protagonist, like in any sort of zombie media, like probably one of the best ones. Like, I really like Rick from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
He's also really great. Even in the bad times of The Walking Dead, like Rick is always really a really good character. And just Joel, like it's just very well thought out character, and like they used him in such unique ways, and rarely ever get to play the villain of the story. And I know that's kind of a spoiler for the first game, but
If you haven't played it, why are you watching this?
yeah, I liked that. I liked playing as the villain. Like, I liked he was selfish. Like, get
So
to see
unique at the
other
time too, right?
yeah. You get to see other emotions that aren't just I'm the hero, right? You get to see
Right.
man broken. You get to see him be selfish. You get to see him, fall in love with this other girl, right? Like, it's just great.
Oh, there's so many moments where you just get chills, and like there's in the game right at the end. I think it is right at the end as well. Ellie just shouts you randomly. You're walking from A to B, and Ellie just goes, "Oh, Joel, I took this. I hope you don't mind." And he just hands you a picture of like him and Sarah, and he's like, "Thanks." Do you know what I mean? And that was it. Done. That was it. That moment was done. And I was just
You
like,
didn't push away at that moment either.
I was like, I'm gonna get a beer. just holding all the emotions in, like the way they portrayed the characters, like the fact that 7 years later that first scene could still make my missus cry. Do you know what I mean?
Right. After how many times she's probably seen it.
Yeah, 100% as well. Like 4, 5, 6 times maybe now.
Right. Yeah, besides the story, which one of the best stories in games are, I really love the combat in The Last of Us. Like,
It's so
I think the use of weapons is so good in The Last of Us. Like, you can feel like you can take out a whole camp, or not a camp, but just like a whole group of bad guys with a brick, right? In that game,
if you
it's like all I need is this fucking brick, and I can get it.
I found that even on easy, you get cocky on that game, you get outnumbered very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like,
one guy comes behind you, starts doing that choke thing.
Yeah, and then I've watched. So I played the first one, and then I've watched like the second. I watched a bit of a trailer. I don't know what I watched. And when you hit someone with a 2x4 in number 1, you're like, ooh, and then when you hit someone with like a baseball bat in number 2, you're like, fucking hell. The way they just hit them, like the feel of it. You feel when you click that square button, you go for a punch. You feel the boom. And then with I don't know, I just can't wait till tomorrow. Like, I just can't wait until tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Almost there. 6 hours, boys.
40 minutes.
A little bit more.
40 minutes.
Daniel, any closing thoughts?
No, I think we said about everything.
Covered it pretty much. Well, okay then. That was Nerdic Gods, episode 19. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please remember to subscribe and like. Follow us on Twitter. Tell your grandma. All that stuff. Say goodbye, boys.
Everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.